Diddy had picked her up and dangled her outside a building on a balcony, the 17th floor balcony of a hotel. He had threatened her and kind of shoved her around. Defense have counteracted that because they have shown evidence that Diddy was actually at one of his freak-offs that same day in a completely different city. So how could he be there and there at the same time? That kind of made her testimony a little bit shaky because she couldn't confirm the date. However, the prosecution hits back and they pull up some texts from Cassie to Christina Coram. Christina Coram is the infamous, because she's literally been mentioned in so many testimonies. She is a very senior executive assistant of Diddy's who kind of called the shots. So I hope we do get a testimony from her. She might be subpoenaed, given immunity to testify against Diddy. Who knows? I digress once again. There's a text message from Diddy to Christina stating exactly what Brianna is saying. Brianna was dangled off a balcony. So that kind of solidifies the testimony because this is coming from Cassie. Yeah, it's crazy. We then had Jane. Again, that is just a pseudonym. We don't know the true identity of Jane, but she's a former girlfriend of P. Diddy, and she's come to testify about how she was in a very manipulative situation with him, relationship with him. She describes being coerced into these drug-fueled marathons, the freak-offs, the baby oil, all the other stuff that they were using, where Combs allegedly ignores her signs to stop, and he would just encourage her to continue. Jane then returns to the stand on the 17th day of the trial, where Jane also testifies to being just emotionally overwhelmed, terrified. She explains that Combs pressured her into these long hotel marathons with multiple men, ignoring her frustration, hunger, exhaustion, pleas to stop, had pain. He reportedly told her to finish strong. Also taken on several holidays and expected the same thing. They had escorts coming in. However, from her testimony, it shows that Diddy wasn't technically... We can tell that there was some manipulation here, but he wasn't... She didn't have to go. If she just didn't go, it wouldn't happen. However, it then comes to light that Diddy's actually paying for her rent, her 10K rent a month. And he's still paying for it to this day while he's in prison. And they were actually still in a relationship quite recently. So again, it's showing kind of an incentive to do what Diddy says because he's paying your bills. Because he's... And I don't know if you can say there's anything wrong with that. Because he's not putting a gun to her head and saying she has to do these things.